Ancestors, we call on you to fight the fight on our behalf. Ancestors, we call on you to walk on our enemies. Asheo. All the way from Africa land, they come in, they come in. All the way from Africa land, they come in to walk on them. All the way from Africa land, they come in, they come in. All the way from Africa land, they come in to walk on them. Walk on them, 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 walk
malamalade. Oshasi, ailoda, 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 malamalade. Mbeleke iroro, ode mata golona. 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 Oshasi, ailoda, malamalade. 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 Mbeleke iroro, ode mata golona. 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 Shire shire, ode mata ore ore. 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 Mbeleke iroro, ode mata golona. 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 Shire shire, ode mata ore ore. Oshosi. Shire shire, ode mata ore ore. 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 Ariwo emi alama kumpeleku. Ariwo baba emi alama kumpele. Ariwo emi alama kumpeleku. Ariwo baba emi alama kumpele. Ariwo emi alama kumpeleku. Ariwo baba emi alama kumpele. Ariwo emi alama kumpeleku.
Yes, Odaro to each and every one. We are here on the Shoot 919 FM for the Ifa Orisha We Have Live program. We are streaming live on the Shoot 919 FM Facebook page. We are also streaming live on the YouTube. Tonight, my co-host King Shaka, he has a little emergency with me here. So, what I'll be doing tonight is recapping on what we did last week. But first and foremost, I must give thanks and praise to Olodumare for sparing my life for another year in this marketplace, because on Saturday I celebrated my youth strong. Today my co-worker Aisha Wells is celebrating her strong as well. So I asked for Yeshu to open the doorway for this program, open the doorway for positive thinking and positive conversation between myself and you guys streaming and who listening in Radio Land. I asked that Baba Ogun, and today we celebrated Ogun and Uchosi, that he continue clearing the pathway for us in our lives, in our day-to-day going about in this marketplace. I call on Kabiyesi Shango to grant us justice in whatever we have to do and whatever we do, and that we speak the truth. I call on my Orisha, my guiding Orisha, Epa Orisha Ubatala, for that coolness, that calmness, that serenity, and that being peace. May our Ori continue to guide and protect us. May we have wisdom just as Milia. May our ancestors continue guiding and protecting us. You know, I say Odaro to all Iles, Palace, shrines, all located all over Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, the world. You know, we are going through a tough time, but if you remember the Udu that was cast for this year, we shall get through this. This too shall pass. So, as you know, running this program on the station here, it is not free. So we continue saying thanks to the sponsors, and I'm going to pay some bills to the sponsors who made it possible for us here to run this program on the Street 919 FM. Sponsors for the Orisha Way of Life, Kamara's Culture Store, the #1 important supplier of genuine products from Africa, located at Adams Bazaar Main Road, Shogunas. Contact number 672-8438, 320-8866. Gossip Gel Polish, gel with a difference. Contact number 3827587. Come, let us take care of your feet, Petty by Risi. They also sell butters. Contact number 3984474. Nubian Experience, clothing that tells part of our rich African history. Number 6 Woodford Street, Arima. Contact number 688-1979. Oriyumi, Nico Loggins, Health and Wealth Lifestyle. Number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. EMG out of Texas. Richie's Tire and Automotive Car Care Center. Number 409 Otello Drive, Hampton, Georgia. Sponsors for the Ifa Orisha Way of Life.
Also sponsored by the Throne of Gold for all your African supplies and clothing. Their contact number is 754-5128. That is the Throne of Gold. You can find them on Facebook and also on Instagram. Omo Inu, All Things Woman. For all your Yoni products, they are the sole women's haven distributor for Trinidad and Tobago. Their contact number is 365-4332. You can find them on Facebook and also on Instagram. Black Tie-Dye Catering Service, 683-8755. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. Awo Wabande Tonic, 388-4606. You can find them on Facebook and also on Instagram. Ile Josio Turameji, Awo Oshun. Thank you.
So we must pay the bills because these sponsors, especially during this pandemic, who have been supporting us and finding that funds, while it's tough to keep this show alive, it's not free to run this show here, you know. So we ask for each and every one of the community, those of you who now come on for the first time, we ask drip by drip, that's fully bucket. I would just like to acknowledge the folks streaming on Facebook. Davel, Tony, Juliana, Archer is locked on, Janet Armstrong is locked on, Ayana is locked on, Twisty Twist Paul is locked on, Ingrid Ribeiro is locked on, Jeffrey, Hamilton Scott, Angie St. Paul, Selwyn St. Rose, you know. The Orisha Way of Life has been growing from strength to strength. We have just made a year going there. So Candy Girl, Willie says, blessed evening to all the Orisha brothers on the panel and to everyone watching, sending blessings all the way from Philadelphia. Rose Pestle is locked on, Charming Taylor is locked on, Atiba Swamba, he's always locked on. He says, blessings to the Ifa Orisha community from Ile, Juba, Gogbo, Risha, Mimo, Funusa of Tableland. Denise here, what is also locked on. JB Harper says, Alafia. So, I'd just like to go back and recap on the things that we touched. So tonight, King Shaka will not be here. He has an emergency. We hope and pray that all is well with him, where we ran through divine possibilities and we touched on some topics and some udus here. Divine connection, we ran through that. Divine security, we elaborated on King Shaka, as the Udu encyclopedia he is, divine connection. So tonight I'm going to continue on divine direction. Because we have been divinely connected, the programming of our lives has become the responsibility of Olodumare and the divinities. Why must we be connected online and still suffer disappointment when the master programmers, Olodumare, through the divinities, are at work 24 hours a day just to ensure that everything works out well for us? In order for this to work very well for us, however, we must have a solemn declaration that everything about our lives has been handed over to Ifa to direct properly. It is through this declaration that a mandate is given to the divinities to take over our lives and program the very best for us. In Ogunda Ogbe, Ifa has this to say. So we are talking about divine direction. And if we try to take it apart, because we have been divinely connected, the programming of our lives and the responsibility of Olodumare and the divinities. And it says, why must we be connected online and still suffer disappointment? Now, some people will say that because when you look back at divine connection earlier on, it said that every time something go wrong, we tend to say, somebody do me. Somebody do this. Somebody send that for us. Why must we be connected online and still suffer disappointment when the master programmers, Olodumare, through the divinities, are at work 24 hours of the day just to ensure that everything works out well for us? In Ogunda Ogbe, Ifa has this to say. The creeping plant that makes calabash grow also makes the garden egg grow. And even the pumpkin too, it also makes the kiki, the wool spinner, which is on the way to Irisa Town grow, that which people used to drink when thirsty. It was used to fetch water for washing the head of a dog, and the dog's head came out clean and shiny. It was used to wash the head of a ram, and the ram's head was sparklingly white. These were Ifa's declarations to Orunmila when going to help mend the life of Uluf. He was advised to offer Ebo. He complied. Now, Ifa, all my household belongs to you. My home and farm belongs to you. Ila, the pure, please show me compassion. Ifa, please be patient with me. All my belongings in life are yours as this moment. And as we go back, we can go back to last week. Ifa says you must have patience just as an ant. You can't just rush into this and expect, boom, something happen. Ifa, please be patient with me. This is a solemn declaration to Ifa to take over the programming of your life. There is no way that we will fervently make this declaration truly and sincerely and expect our lives to be the same again. I'm going to read that again. This is a solemn declaration to Ifa to take the programming of your life. There is no way that we will fervently make this declaration truly and sincerely and expect our lives to be the same again. If we do this, we will see life anew. We will taste life afresh, and we will experience life in a more challenging manner. After this declaration, we also need to make a pact with Olodumare. It is this solemn covenant that will bind all parties. That is when we can go home and sleep with your two eyes closed without the fear of all the vagaries of life. In Ijiogbe, Ifa says. So, we need not to say, I'm a part of Ifa, but we need to live for Ifa and follow the guidelines that has been set for us as a people, as a community. We need to take the pettiness out of it. We need to take the ills, the jealousy, the deceitfulness, and we need to work together as a community. Now, I'm young in this, and people will sit and say, wherever they are, who is he to say this? Who is he to talk this? But who is there to come out and speak about it? Who is there to come out and educate us about it? Who is there to bring the community together to sit down and have a good and proper discussion? Who? We need to live for Ifa. Ifa is truth. Ifa is our way of life. So we need to live for Ifa. It is from youth that a cow has honor in the manger. It is from youth that a prince has honor on top of a horse. These were Ifa's declarations to Aito, medical planning, the father of all organization. Ifa, I know not how is planned. It is that which you plan for me that I consider good and proper. We need not to just run to Ifa for position and title, but we need to run to Ifa to understand what it is about, and how do I go about following the guidelines of Ifa. As we can see now, it is with this pact that we can confidently say that we have truly handed over our plans and aspirations to Ifa. This pact is our key to demand for our needs from Olodumare. It is with this key that we can open the doors of opportunities. Olodumare will never enter into any pact with us and disappoint us in the end. This is why we have always ensured that we keep to our own end of the pact. Ogunda Ogbe, Ifa says again. So there are guidelines. There are ways and means to operate. There are ways and means to care about yourself. There are ways and means to practice. And one of the things in the rules in Ifa, do not do anything that you are not taught about to do or you don't know how to do. Because when we look around in the community today, everybody wants to do. Everybody cannot be a Babalawo. Everybody cannot be a Ifa. They must have balance. We must have balance. Let us stop segregate. let us come together. You might see me here, and you would say, and I will always say, who is he? Why you had to do that? If you could come and operate this board and do everything it have here, I welcome you to come on the program. Don't stay behind your TV, your cell phone, your radio, your car deck, and try to condemn this. This is my pathway. This is what I have to do along with my co-host, King Shaka. You know, he's not here tonight again. In Ogunda Ogbe Ifa says, the stump of a field timber will never shake sideways. This was Ifa's declaration to Langosin, he who won a crown through military expedition. Whatever we agree upon, please don't let it be changed. Remember that the stump of a felled timber does not shake sideways. And some people will say, why people in the military in Ifa thing? And when you look at it, Ogun, we need to be careful. And this would do it is clear that Oldomare, Ifa and divinities will keep to their own side of the pack. It is then left to us to ensure that we equally keep our own side. Because we have handed over everything to Olodumare. It's not a license for us to become mentally lazy. We need to deliberate regularly on the directions which we want our lives to go. We need to deliberate regularly on the directions which we want our lives to go. It is after this deliberation that we can go to Ifa for direction and confirmation. We need to go to Ifa for direction so that we do not mess up our ways. We need to confirm also that the path we are towing is the proper and correct path. We need to be sure that the software of the program we have downloaded is the right one for us. There are different programs for different situations. There are different programs for different situations. Not everybody's destiny and everybody's situation is the same. And we must learn that first and foremost. My destiny can never be your destiny. And your destiny can never be Shaka's destiny. We have different roads to travel and a mighty long way to go. I would like to see Ifa Orisha people in Trinidad and Tobago together. I would like to see all members of Ilays, Parleys, Shrines, whatever, come together for the betterment of the community, for the betterment of the tradition. Because those who came before us and paved the way, do not let us embarrass them. Because we tend to say, boy, I wish the elders of yesterday come. But if the elders of yesterday is to come in the Parley and the Ilay, it might have 5 people alone in the Parley. 5. It might have. So we need to deliberate regularly on the directions which we want our lives to go. It is after this deliberation that we can go to Ifa for direction and confirmation. We need to go to Ifa for direction so that we do not mess up our ways. We need to confirm also that the path we are towing is proper and the correct path. We need to be sure that the software of this program we have downloaded is the right one for us. In Osai Wari, Ifa says, while Osa is looking inwards. Iwori, on the other hand, is looking outwards. That which we deliberate upon together is bound to succeed. You hear that? While Osa is looking inwards, Iwori, on the other hand, is looking outwards. That which we deliberate upon together is bound to succeed. So if we come together, what do you think will happen, boy? Then we stand separated because we separated, you know? We separated. We're not together. We're not together. Or we're not that all together. That which we deliberate upon together is bound to succeed. This was Ifa's declaration to Imoran. Deliberation, the elder brother of Ifa consultation. I have made my deliberation first before approaching Ifa for guidance. So sort out yourself. Gather your thoughts. Know what you want to do. Then seek Ifa for guidance. We need to deliberate upon any step we want to take before we consult Ifa. Comes back again. We need to deliberate upon any step we want to take before we consult Ifa. This will give us no room to become mentally lazy. Thank you very much, Alison Baines. A force to reckon with. We tend to talk. I young in the tradition, and I telling you the honest truth. Where is the guidance? Where is it? I could count on my hand, 5 fingers, where I could get some guidance. Where are the ones, the leaders, the elders, who put in aside title and fame to teach and guide the young ones coming up? Where are they? Fataishe, Aboro Aboye, Aboshishe, my brother. Where are they? Everything that's happened for a reason. You know? Everything under the sun that's happened for a reason. In this marketplace we living in here. Where are they? When will they come down from the high and come down low to mitigate, to have a conversation about doing what we have to do? When? We need to deliberate upon any step we want to take before we consult Ifa. Just don't run to Ifa just so. You run into Ifa for answers. But where are your questions to your answers that you want from Ifa? Where are them? Tonight, on a different, quiet, cool road. Because there will be times that I will be on this show and I will get phone calls after, a day, 2 days after. And when I sit down and analyze, all they don't want people in this tradition. All they're trying to destroy it instead of building it up. And I, Alatumishe, Ifabamishe Aganki Delandu, I'm not afraid of anyone. The Most High will don't marry on my back. My ancestors, yes, of Orishas, they're there with me. I know I go be good. I know I go be good. So wherever you do in this marketplace and you feel you get rated, don't worry. Don't worry. IFA says that if we are making use of all the programs that we download from IFA, all the programs from Essentaye, everything come right up. Right up. Going for your dafa. Doing what you have to do. The road will be easy. IFA says that if we are making use of all the programs that we download from IFA, because we are permanently connected. Anybody who tries to oppose us has all the divinities to contend with. You hear that? You hear that? I'm going back from it up again. While OSA is looking inwards, Iwer, on the other hand, is looking outwards. That which we deliberate upon together is bound to succeed. Which we deliberate together is bound to succeed, not separately. This was IFA's declaration to Imuran. Deliberation, the elder brother of IFA, consultation. I have made my deliberation first before approaching IFA for guidance. We need to deliberate upon any step we want to take before we consult IFA. So before you make that move, deliberate. Know where you're about. Know where is your intention. This will give us no room to become mentally lazy, because there are a lot of mental lazy people walking around the place. IFA says that if we are making use of all the programs that we download from IFA, because we are permanently connected, anybody who tries to oppose us has all the divinities to contend with. So once we're doing the right thing, we aligning with self, we deliberating on what we have to do, we go to IFA set it out, IFA lay it out, we understand it. Whosoever try to oppose you, that the divinities to deal with. They will fight such a person to stand still. In Ogunda Bidi, IFA has this to say on that. Now I'm going to touch some of the comments here from Ifa Taishe, Fajuwuna Tinomo. It is best practice to deliberate on your own, then seek advice from your elder before going to IFA, unless the matter is an emergency. That is facts. That is facts, Ifa Taishe. That is facts. And that is making use of all the programs that we download from IFA. Because as Ifa Taishe says, you have a problem, you have a situation, you deliberate with yourself, you can't come up with something, and even if you come up with something, it must have an elder, boy. You must have an elder. You must have somebody that you could go to and say, Iyanifa, Baba, Olowo, I'm having this problem, I come up with this, But what do you think? What do you think? Ifa Taishe said it all there. It is the best practice to deliberate on your own, then seek advice from your elder before going to IFA, unless the matter is an emergency. So, in Ogunda Bidi, IFA has this to say on that. The riverbank projects the river. That riverbank also protects the river. This riverbank protects the river. And it goes, that riverbank also protects the river. It is only those who are insane and only those who had eaten the smelly rat with their food, they are the ones who can dare confront Eshu and confront Shango. It is only those who shall be eliminated by thunderstorm who can challenge a true Awo. In Ogunda Bede, Ifa has this to say on that. This riverbank protects the river. This riverbank also protects the river. It is only those who are insane and only those who had eaten the smelly rat with their food, they are the ones who can dare confront Eshu and confront Shango. It is only those who shall be eliminated by thunderstorm who can challenge a true Awo. So anyone who plans to confront us is actually planning to have the rat of Ifa, Shango and Eshu on his or her head. If this is the case, then why can't we sleep with our two eyes closed? At the same time, Ifa says that if we are divinely connected and we also enjoy divine direction, putting everything together, putting everything together from last week Monday, Ifa says that if we are making use of all the programs that we download from Ifa, because we are permanently connected, you understand? At the same time, Ifa says that if we are divinely connected and we also enjoy divine direction, once you're divinely connected, you must have divine direction. Because you're going to be heading in the right course. Your compass going to be charting. And you're running your course. And you're staying on your course. Why? You have divine direction. Few people will love us. People love those who had gone astray. They want to make bad reference to them. Facts. At the same time, Ifa says that if we are divinely connected and we also enjoy divine direction, few people will love us. Tell me if that is not true, boy. Once you're doing the right thing and you're connected to your God, and your compass say do not, and you hold in your course, because you have divine direction, because you're staying focused, and you're making use of all programs that we download from Ifa, few people will love us. Few people, all they call me, no? Call me. All they call me. Tell me if that in a facts. If I tie shati no more. Iyaje. Tell me if that is not true. When you watch Iyaje on her show, Feminine Jive, not everybody could be a babalawo again, not everybody could be a Iyanifa. But when you see her set out, doing what she has to do, that is what Olodomare has blessed her with to do. We are doing the cultural aspect of it. And she's staying focused because she's divinely connected. And so being connected, she has divine direction and she's staying on course. And people starting up so. Look at she. Iyaje. Look at this Alatumishe from 91.9. Who know come on this thing? But I toiling on the Baptist ground long time. I toiling on that long time. But I made my connection because I was divinely connected and I got divine direction. And my divine direction charted my course in this direction. That few amount of people will love us. Reality. Facts, as my brother King Shaka say. People love those who had gone astray. Tell me if that ain't facts, man. Tell me if that ain't the truth. They want to make bad reference to them. Ifa says that because there is no bad reference people can make towards us, they nonetheless will wish us never to succeed in life. It coming from all over. Roberts, Richard Roberts, it coming from all over. Yes, fight down from even your close friends and family. And I'm telling you, since I have this divine connection that channel me to have this great divine direction, the mount of whap whap lash, the mount of lash or the amount of upset and hurt I get is from those who stand up at my side. You know what I'm telling you? If I shoot, if I the way, it is truth. The WhatsApp number to call is 7711791. Yaje, you can call me 7711791 or 3420081. 3420081. You know? Divine direction. When you look at Awo Lumbe from Egbe Omio Isheshe, when that is his divine direction because he's divinely connected. I don't like to talk like this. You know? I doesn't like to talk like this. I just miss my brother Shaka because he done cool me down already. You know? But if I call coming in here, I borrow a boy about Shishe.
Yeah, bro.
Let's say good.
Yeah, I think you know, and you're making sense. And how I learned to deal with something like that, because saying it's true. It's like everything on the outside is a confrontation of your weakness inside.
Benny.
Yeah, and I learned that it has something more powerful than love. And the thing that's more powerful than love is integration. And you had to what I telling myself now, you had to integrate all the negativity because currently I going through my negativity too, if you understand, no matter how hard I try. And like honesty seems not to be, well, the earth polarity wrong, in terms of right is wrong and wrong is right, and like anybody who try to pursue, you know, goodness and benevolence and righteousness and things, you know, they ain't fall a little right. But on the other side of it is the ability to integrate the experiences and both the good and the bad, if you understand, because being aware of the bad does make you know who you are. You know, that's what I believe is the confrontation is all about, for you to kind of step up your frequency and dilute that within your existence, then
True.
if you understand.
True. No, that is true.
Yeah, you have
That is
to
true.
integrate it and let them. I had a relative, a very close relative. She said at one point in time she get her angels and on one of the jobs that this person was real, you know, tormenting the person, tormenting her and thing, and yes, she used to go tense and ready for battle and ready for some kind of confrontation and a day. You know, they said they suddenly asked themselves, why do I want that person to be how I want them to be? For me to be at peace of mind then. And that was it, partner. If you understand what I'm trying to say, they let go of the desire of wanting the other person or the other people to be what they want them to be for you to be comfortable. But you don't need another person to be another how.
Benny.
In order for your to support your awareness and your consciousness. It doesn't need the things on the outside, but we just live in an illusion that we need the things on the outside to shape our identity now, if you understand what I'm saying. And that is one of the that's a deep spiritual teaching. I buy it, selling it or I buy it, but I integrate that into my understanding now, if you understand. It is written, great philosophers and metaphysical teachers, they speak about that. And they say it's not so much so to resist. That's another thing too. Human beings have been bludgeoned. To cut me off when you're ready, bludgeoned with self-guilt. But we just have to accept our dark side, accept the dark thoughts, and that is how you move away from the darkness. You can't just resist it and want everything to be good. Nah. I would get some lecture why saying, if you understand, because what I say, I had an experience it too, is the environment I created for myself. But that's how we just give for that depression, boy, soul, boy. That has been one of my meditations in the day and night. You understand what I'm saying? How to overuse wanting other people to be where you want them to be. How to lead them, let it be what they want to be, and don't let it, shape your identity and your identification with the inner self and all this sort of thing. Because really check it out, your consciousness don't really need things to be different on the outside in order to think. All we have to do is integrate. Thanks for allowing me that time, bro. I hope I helped you a little bit.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. And that's what this program is all about, the Ifarisha way of life, about passing information, receiving information, and letting people understand. Because I have an next call here. Abura Shishe.
Blessed evening, my brother.
Blessed afternoon.
Love and respect. And the Rastafari control it, So, on divine connection.
Yes.
Enough respect. Serious matter, sneaky. Because it's jungle. Just right, You gotta be strong, to really keep it in the divine.
Yes.
The Lord Himself is divine. Right? And the connection is love. Plenty love. Enough love among your sisters and your brothers. And even the animals and the creatures, the birds and the bees. That love has to be strong. So strong that the Lord Himself will demand His blessing and command His togetherness within. So, much said, just heard, loved it.
Yes. Thank you, caller. He's always supportive of any program here on the Shit 919 FM. So, we're flowing and we're going good, My co-host in here, but I know he's listening, I hope everything work out. At the same time, Ifa says that if we are divinely connected and we also enjoy, again, the next call here. Alafia.
Hello.
Good night, yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, you could load on, you could take down your listening.
Yeah, take it off. I take it off.
Again,
You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I take off the volume. Okay, good night.
Good night, yeah. How are you?
I am excellent. I'm on here, right?
Yes, you're on here.
Okay, because there's a little delay in what I'm watching and how I'm talking.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, but there's a little delay. So just giving positive salutation, I must say to everyone listening, and challenges will always mark our pathway. Challenges is like sharpening an axe. It is when we go through our challenges that our axe, so to speak, is sharp. Not necessarily a literal axe or a physical axe, but our life skills is developed by our challenges. I think what we do, and I'm speaking primarily from a personal level, we spend too much time worrying about the people who don't like us.
Facts.
We just spend too much of our energy focusing on the people who don't like us. Whilst we cannot be foolish and we must be aware of our surroundings, the energy, more or less, should be channeled towards knowing what is our destiny and being the best that we could be in that field, right? Find out what is your objective, what is your destiny and purpose in this life, and be the best that you could be. There will always be negative energies. And remember, it is not really the physical person we are fighting. It is an energy. It is not, I always have to remember, because I came through Christianity and I cannot forget certain things that would have kept me along the way. I always say that.
Benny,
right?
Benny.
And we know only too well, my spiritual mother always used to be saying, wrestle not against flesh and blood. And as a young spiritual person coming up, I couldn't, of course, put too much meaning to that. But, everything does unfold in its time. So, as I mature spiritually and got the message, I could relate that information. Put it in whatever religion, put it in whatever language, it means the same. We do not wrestle against flesh. And when you understand that, then you would realize you are not to expend your energy on the person that you are seeing, because sometimes that person that is fighting you don't even understand themselves. They have not even understand the energy that dwells within them. So you losing yourself to fight a physical person. It is an energy that you are fighting. So sometimes when you hear somebody might say, my blood and take she, or my blood and take he, is really the energies are not compatible. Your spirit is not compatible with the other person own, and vice versa. It is not physical people that we battle. We must start thinking spiritual. And when you understand the battle is spiritual, then you wouldn't bother with your brother or sister, because they themselves caught up in their own battle. What you have to do is be spiritually wise, as I said. I think the greatest joy anybody could experience is knowing their destiny.
Benny.
And when you start to fulfill your destiny, let me tell you something. All the time, and I could share personal experience, I used to think I was living. All the time I thought, yes, I was on top of my game. You understand? Let me tell you, tangible things and physical attributes do not bother me. I have been there. Who know me know what I'm talking about. Brand new vehicle, out of showroom, I know about that. Big house, I know about them things. It ain't nothing that does burn my eye out here, because I've been there. But I thought I was living. I thought I thought I had it all. But little did I know I was far from my destiny. I was spinning up in mud. Because when I don't pay all the loans and I pay for the fancy vehicle and I living in the nice house and whatever, when the bank take all the payments, right, I ain't had nothing. But I'm trying to live to keep up with the Joneses. How you mean? I have to be up there. And so many of us live that lie and we feel that we live in. But when you submit to your destiny, when you submit to your spiritual self, when you start to vibrate on a higher level, then you just understand where he's living. You just say, nah, boy. And I just tell people, I feel I know how to live. Right? And I don't want to stay too long. I just want to leave you all with this. Success is not measured by tangible things. It is nice to have. They are the nice to have, right? But success and fulfillment of destiny is not measured by the material things that you have. That does not define whether or not you are fulfilling your destiny. You might see somebody living in a little old wood house and pass your mouth on them, and that person might be closer to fulfillment of destiny than you. Right? Again, we have to start to humble ourselves and vibrate on a higher level, find out who you are and your destiny. Forget the physical people. you are dealing with energy.
Thank you.
Once you know that, you are going to be guided divinely. Your Ori will guide you. You wouldn't even have the desire to go in certain places anymore. Take what I'm telling you. Certain things and people and places will not appeal to you anymore because you're on a different level. So continue keeping up the great job, brother. We are both on the airways. We have to continue doing the positive work. It looks nice, yes, I know on my side, but it is not easy. I have to also be working hard in the background, but I love every minute of it. I love every minute of it. So all the best to you and all the best to your viewers. Take care.
Thank you, thank you. That's Yage, my next call here. I missed that one. Yes, caller, you're live.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Miss Mother Bataya, how are you?
I am good, my dear. Well, I must say, I heard you before reaching out, and in a humble manner as well, reaching out and talking about the community coming together. I've heard you before on numerous occasions, pleading to the elders, to the community to come together and do what's right. But tonight, yes, man. Tonight, you, as we'd say, you went to town. But I don't think I can add more from what that sister just said and the callers before. I mean, that sister who just spoke there, she was quite explicit. So I don't think I could add more. But I would just ask you to stay your course, continue to edify, continue to educate us, and we are here to learn. And I am indeed grateful to all that I have learned so far on this program through you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
You know, and about next one here, this person has been calling for a while, but she caller.
Hey, good night to my brother.
Pleasant night to you.
Yes, man. You see, I will tell you something in this life, my brother. You see, language is, let me say, perhaps the most mystical element of human existence. You understand? Words that give you insight to your spirit. You understand? No. Like gets produced like. When people come and, talking like, it's about to be truth. But they will encourage the consciousness of somebody else to grow with that falsehood. You understand what I'm saying? Because people understand. This right now, what's going on, my friend? We are divided into two, who take and who take. No, it has some people, as I'm talking about language, some people will be courageous, and other will, some people call them insane, if you understand what I mean. And some people will be prudent, humble, and things. Some people, others will call them cowards. So we have to get to one understanding of things. That's why the language is a mysterious element to human existence. I said something on radio today, and I watched men of the cloth laughing at me when I asking me if I research. When I ask them, I say yes, I just read something and I come up to that. That's my opinion. When I ask them if them research what them take, they answer me up to now. And other people coming and talking the same thing like them and trying to belittle me, but I know I stand predominant. People don't understand. They will vex me now for not taking a certain thing in our arm. Give, put on the, as Bomani say, give a hand to the wicked, but give it with caution. People just get their arms just so, and not studying, they're not moving with caution. You understand? I'm studying why they're giving the arm, what they're putting in my arm. This is, when you start to gain knowledge, what certain things.
Caller, may I caution you about anything that you have to say concerning that one? This there are rules, and I have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
And this is
I understand
the way of life. Okay?
That's why I'm not mentioning mentioning certain words.
But I can read
I
between the
want to
lines, right? Because there are people
Yeah, but
listening.
people have to read between the lines. But what I'm saying, my brother, this is a serious time here now. You see, the generation gap is what's coming. Now, when the older heads leave youth, now the youth on them right now, you see how they're going haywire with phone and fast life and all these things. This is what them, it's all about generation, it's all about gap between them and the next generation. So you know, the next generation will be learning nothing about what you and all say, what you and all trying to teach you people and them. It will be lost. People understand what's going on in this life now. Them just want to peace. The black people and, you know, the who's rising, they just want to destroy all the knowledge we're always talking about, everything they want to destroy. That's what I say. I just say it will free sperms and the womb of a woman will be, you know, it will give the woman of a woman. So people will be making sure, but they will have tomorrow. You see people trying to protect tomorrow from the ills of yesterday, when they're supposed to be ending yesterday, so that the ills will be coming tomorrow. And we keep coming and talking things, and people just saying yes and yes and yes. This is a serious because people understand what's happening now. You understand, my friend? But tomorrow they'll be glad for who put out the arm, my friend, because we will be bringing the next generation. Why them? When we bring it up, you understand, and they just want to obey the world order on the stupid consciousness where they're looking into. This so deep that them themselves see it. Pastors themselves see it. You understand? At the end of everything is money and job. My friend, you have a good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. You know, I just want to play some of the comments from Aborisaid. Robert says, problems will come close. People in your life will automatically have expiry dates like items on a grocery shelf. But at the end of the day, we must have love for ourselves and others. People will try to test your character. I am not perfect. I still have human characteristics, but maintaining good Iwer in all these difficulties will bring a blessing to ourselves, our community, and our land by extension. Peace and blessings. Thank you very much. Adrian says, we fight a constant spiritual war. Iburu Aboye. Ifataishe Atinumu says, Yaje Bernard, fact, if we trust the Yumole, we can rest assured that we will put everything in its rightful place. Just remain focused on your destiny and leave the rest to the Ini Orishada. Igun Femi says, well said, Iyaje. This is a statement where we need all the spiritual power and energy for the best of our soul. You know, and the list goes on and on and on. So, just going back to what we was discussing here. So anyone who plans to confront us is actually planning to have the wrath of Ifa, Shango, an issue on his or her head. If this is the case, then why can't we sleep with our two eyes closed? At the same time, Ifa says that if we are divinely connected, and we also enjoy divine direction, few people will love us. People love those who had gone astray. They want to make bad reference to them. Ifa says that because there is no bad reference people can make towards us, then nonetheless will wish us never to succeed in life. Ifa says that even this wish will fail. In Uwarin Ogunda, Ifa declares thus. And we continuing. The water fetched from a fountain the previous day does not go stale. The remaining of the water used yesterday does not taste bitter in the mouth. The water fetched the previous day is declared useless in a prosperous man's house. The beer in a miserly man's house will eventually become stale. These were Ifa's declarations to the child of Baki, Eshu, or Dara. He was advised to offer the ebo of prosperity. He complied. If not for Ifa and for Eshu or Dara, nobody wishes an hour to succeed. The child of Baki. So, the significance of this Udu is that those who do not wish to succeed have Ifa and Eshu Dara to contend with. They, Ifa and Eshu, will ensure that we do not lack success. They will never open their eyes and allow our antagonists and our enemies to laugh over our failure. They will equally not close their eyes and ears to your yearnings. With Ifa, opportunities are boundless. With Eshu, impossibilities are possible. So I'll say it again. They, Ifa and Eshu, Ifa being the word, Eshu will ensure that we do not lack success. We will not lack success. They will never open their eyes and allow our antagonists and our enemies to laugh over our failure. They will equally not close their eyes and ears to your yearnings. With Ifa, opportunities are boundless. With Eshu, impossibilities are possible. Let us examine two examples where Ifa guided its children away from calamity. Everyone who planned these evils was so confident that Ifa's children would never escape from their traps. Unknown to them, Ifa never sleeps. They never realized that they were irrevocable pacts between Ifa and all its children. As you remember earlier, once they make that pact, everything go get aligned, everything go be downloaded and you go be in a gear. Local word, they go be in a gear. And all its children. Had the enemies known, they would not try their evil designs. Had the enemy not known it. And the translation, the story to this, from Yoruba. In the view of Igun, the vulture, it wishes the whole land to turn to cornmeal, so as not to feast to its satisfaction and dine in contentment. And the wish of Akalamagbo is for everything to turn to corpse. The wish for Akalamagbo is for everything to turn to corpse, so as to feast to its pleasure and drink to its satisfaction the innermost estimation of the calabash mender. He wishes a horse to stray into the market. Hope all are listening. And break the entire calabashes brought there, so as to attract to himself unlimited business opportunities. These were Ifa's declaration that is sope ajo. He who enjoys the recognition of the heavens. When going to attend an anniversary, I see no one going to the house of Adisope Ajao. he who is well known by the divinities. Please inform him that the food they would give him at the party, do not eat it at all. It is not food. It is pure poison. Ulukanran, don't you see conspiracy? Is there anyone going to the house of Adisopi Ajao, he who is recognized by the divinities? The water they will provide for him there, he must not partake in drinking it. It is not water. It is poison. Ulukanran, don't you see conspiracy? Can I get anyone going to the house of Adisopi Ajao, he who is well known to the deities? The mat they will spread for him in that party, he must never sit on it. It is no mat, it is poison. Ulukanran, can't you recognize conspiracy? Can you recognize conspiracy, my people who are streaming on Facebook, those on YouTube? We can see that in this Udo, there was conspiracy against Adisopi Ajao. He was invited to an anniversary. All his enemies had planned to poison him there. They put the poison, which was similar to the food drinks, mat, seed, palm wine, etc. Watch now, the real cook it up for you. He could not escape. But if I truth, that he would be given at the party, they were so sure that he could not escape all the traps set for him. Unknown to the conspirators, Adisopi Ajao was enjoying the recognition of heaven. You know why? Divine direction, divine connection. And you know why? He made a pact. And everything that he downloaded according to Ifa, he was following it. They hinted him about all the evil designs of his enemies. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. He escaped all their plans, and their conspiracy amounted to nothing. Know why? He listened. He listened to Ifa's advice. He listened. So, we're going to take a little break. We're going to play some ads. Then I'm going to play a video by Egbe Omo Isheshe. You know, a small 12 minutes video. So don't you dare touch that dial. It's all about Ifa Orisha Way of Life on the Street 919 FM. Yours truly, Alatu Michelle Ifa ba Michelle Agan Ki Dylan Duke, better known as MC Duke. So we're going to take a little break now. Sponsors for the Orisha Way of Life. Kamara's Culture Store, the #1 importer and supplier of genuine products from Africa, located at Adams Bazaar Main Road, Shogunas. Contact number 672-8438, 320-8866. Gossip Gel Polish, gel with a difference. Contact number 3827587. Come, let us take care of your feet, Petty by Risi. They also sell butters. Contact number 3984474. Nubian Experience, clothing that tells part of our rich African history. Number 6 Woodford Street, Arima. Contact number 6881979. Oriyumi, Nico Loggins, Health and Wealth Lifestyle. Number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. EMG out of Texas. Richie's Tire and Automotive Car Care Center. Number 409 Otello Drive, Hampton, Georgia. Sponsors for the Ifa Orisha Way of Life.
Also sponsored by the Throne of Gold for all your African supplies and clothing. Their contact number is 754-5128. That is the Throne of Gold. You can find them on Facebook and also on Instagram. Omo Inu, all things woman. For all your Yoni products, they are the sole women's haven distributor for Trinidad and Tobago. Their contact number is 365-4332. You can find them on Facebook and also on Instagram. Black Tie-Dye Catering Service, 683-8755. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. Awo Wabande Tonic, 388-4606. You can find them on Facebook and also on Instagram. Ile Josio Turameji, Awo Oshun. Thank you.
So I'm going to play a small clip by Egbe, Omo Isheshe Group. You guys going to love it. You guys going to love it. Education, edify the mind, you know.
You know, Baba Mikey, in a time like this with this COVID-19, really making its mark on the face of the earth, you have to really call on our ancestors, Orisha, but two Orisha that really come to mind that we should give salute and reverence to is, you know, Baba Erile, Ajaja as the healer, and Obaluaye Shokpana as, you know, the one who is capable of giving and taking away diseases. You know, where's your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, he's a great man, a great spirit, a great Orisha. You know, on earth, which is Father Earth now. You know, that is a man, you very seriously, when you're dealing with him, you have to know what he's about in this life, you know. Like diseases, that is the man you call upon. So all sicknesses, you know, plagues, to heal, to destroy, from distressing people, you know, having people lame, you know, you can't walk, you know, all these things, you know, that is the man you call upon. Babaluaye Shokpana. Ask him to take away all these sicknesses and plagues from around about on earth. You know, because it's a very serious thing. Look what's going on today.
People dropping down.
How many already passed? And people not serious too, we have to get more serious.
That's right.
You know? Yeah. We just saying, and you know, even some the ones who trying, there's fight down. They're fighting them down. Which is that I ain't seen no progress in it.
And Erile. We can't forget how the Erile, you know, Erile as the Orisha that could cleanse our land, could cleanse our bodies. He's the hunter, he's the one of the main Orisha of the forest.
He breaks up the whole entire universe.
Right?
Ajaja
Erile. He have knowledge. That Orisha has knowledge of all the herbs in the forest as well. Similar to Osain, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, this is a serious thing because people just say Eile is a Jaja. Eile is not a Jaja. Male and female. Eile is the one with the bois. And Jaja or Aja is the one with the dagger. There's a twin spirit. Male and female. So when Eile is there, you say Eile, Baba Eile. And when Ajaja is there, you say Ya Jaja.
Right. Correct.
And this is the spirit, you know, you call for cleansing, you know, even sicknesses and all. Mm-hmm. Herbs, things to drink, to clean the inside.
Clean your inside out, eh?
Yeah. Bath. Not remembering Babaluaye Shakpana. That is a man to really deal with and very much seriously, especially in this time. Got too much plagues upon earth and more to come. And more seriously than it is today. And what we ever know of today, it overstayed.
True.
It overstayed. We now knowing of this. It have beyond and beyond that. So this is where the Orishas is important because they know the future, the present, and the past. them is our guidance. Within everything upon earth, them is the guidance to us.
Right, so let us continue to call upon our Orisha and the ancestors and pay particular attention to Obalua Ishokpana, Buziwa under that aspect. Yeah. And Irile Ajaja. Ashe?
Ashe. Irile and Ashe.
Shokpana teleme langwe, Ariwo, teleme jogbe, tele langwe, siwo loloye.
Shokpana teleme langwe.
Ninia, shakutu waloloye. Ninia, shapana, shakwoti alo.
Ninia, shakutu waloloye. Ninia, shapana, shakwoti alo.
Yeah, ninia, boziwa, shakutu waloloye. Ninia, shapana, shakoti alo.
Ninia, shakotu ololoye. Ninia, shapana, shakoti alo.
Ye karankarawo ya. Karankarawo, shapana, karankarawo.
Jàmbékó erílẹ̀ olórìmọ̀lẹ́ bàbá rẹ̀ bá olórìmọ̀lẹ́ bàbá ṣèké olórìmọ̀lẹ́ bàbá erílẹ̀ kọ́. Yé ajájá o ajájá o erílẹ̀ rímọ̀lẹ́ àjàrò mi kọ́ bìbọ̀.
Oh
Daddy,
Yeah.
last night I went to a feast, well, and the things I'm seeing these days is really not like how the feast and them used to carry me in long time, but getting real different. You're seeing a lot of strange things. I mean, compared to a long time, the feast and them used to carry me in. I know I big and going out by myself. It's really different, but you know something I just study how feast used to be long ago for you. How them long time days really used to be.
Well, the first thing I could tell you about is that feast was a solemn and serious thing more than today.
Right.
There's a holiness and a worship in the feast taking place. And according to our teachings, even when I was small, my elders always taught me that in this form of worship, that the first set of people we had to call on was the ancestors.
Ancestors, yeah.
They always dealt with the ancestors first, even from during the week before the feast, where before the feast actually started. Yes, they would sing for the ancestors during the feast, but before the feast actually started, they called the ancestors, and that helped to bring the sacredness, the sanctity, as to what feast really is about. And I feel that it was, yes, it was more devotional, but the thing is, the feast began with worship to the ancestors, a veneration of the ancestors, so that we know that we are on a road that our ancestors walk, and we walk in it too.
Right,
and we're following them. And so I feel that once that began, and people got into the devotional mood, into the holy mood, into the worship mood, beginning with the ancestors, then the feast had to take a different direction, and people coming would have taken a different direction. And that, to me, is what is missing. Because if the sanctity and the worship come in early in today's day, who knows? That might help it. It might bring people back to the seriousness of what the feast really was.
Asha, how you quiet so?
Boy, I know get a little vibes there.
What kind of vibes you talking about?
I know get a nice piece of music in my ears there.
Amiwa ori ela ogu awa osu iyama iyalo shagbalawa dadawo.
Amiwa ori bela oru awa osu iyama iyalo shagbalawa dadawo.
Amiwa ori ela ogu awa osu iyama iyalo shagbalawa dadawo.
Amiwa ori bela oru awa osu iyama iyalo shagbalawa dadawo.
Tell me what it is you're hearing now, or you could hum it. Me hear you.
Ah la 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 la.
Where that come out this morning?
I don't know.
You hear that, girl? Let me tell you, Daddy carried me in a feast over 16 years ago. I was still going I was now finished CXC. A lady by the name of Tanti Dainty in Gasperlo. That's the first time I hear that song and the words. Let me see if I can remember the words, boy. Because they don't sing this in Pali, you know, eh? Amiwa ori bela oru awa osu iyama iyalo shagbalawa dadao.
That is the music and all there.
That is the music.
That is it. That is it.
Daddy will be the person to really tell you what they used to use that song for and how it used to be sung.
Oh, I want to know where you get that.
That is real old school. That song is a real old school song, but that easy person to explain that song. Not,
Well, and that was used to venerate the ancestors even before you started singing for the Orishas at the beginning of feast. It even used to start at the veneration of the ancestors from the week before the feast and every night. But it was also used, it was also sung when they had ancestral pilgrimages, when one shrine used to visit another shrine on an ancestral pilgrimage. So that in our teaching, what we were taught is that in every form of worship, we call the ancestors first. So the feast must be different because we're not starting the feast where it should start. And we also used to use it. There were ancestral pilgrimages in the past from one shrine to another shrine. Ancestral pilgrimage.
All right.
Where they're dealing with the ancestors alone. And that was the first song as they enter in. The yard. And you're going into the palace. That was the song. Where that come out with you, girl?
No, I don't know.
Them ancestors are wrong, man.
Yeah. You got it, well. What I got to do is to teach all of the rest.
I want to know the rest.
Call me mama for me. Call me mama for me. Call me mama and call me papa and call me mama for me. Call me mama for me.
It is now a pitiful place. The chant has become a dirge. When eyes are two, they watch events unfold. When legs are two, they walk with heavy treading. When the behinds are two, they sit on a mat. One hand does not jingle. Also, one leg will not walk with a fast treading. We are all called differently. I am asked to kneel and greet those before me. I knelt and greeted those before me. I am asked to kneel and call on those who are behind me. I knelt and called on those who are behind me. They ask, who are those before me? I say it is one's ancestors. Those are the ones who are before me. They asked, who are those behind me? I say it is the Orisha in one's family that are behind me. When the Ethiopian swallow builds its nest, it is suspended in the sky looking at the Creator and looking at the humans on earth. Atangegere kas ifa for Odushola, the child of Aranashe, whose father died when he was a child without knowledge of how to perform divination, and not having been to Ife for the Ifa festival. When all the ritual materials were gathered, he started crying and saying that he did not know what was to be offered first. Ancestors, descend and make this ritual a success for us.
Egu wala mi so, egu wala mi bo. Koiko karele wo, egu wala mi so. Egu wala mi so, egu wala mi bo. Koiko karele wo, egu wala mi so. Egu wala mi so. Egun wala mi bo, koiko karele wo. Egun wala mi so. Egun wala mi so. Egun wala mi bo, koiko karele wo. Egun wala mi so. Egun wala mi so. Egun wala mi bo. Koiko karele wo, egun wala mi so. Egun wala mi so, egun wala mi bo. Koiko karele wo, egun wala mi so. Kan chiwale gun kan chiwalo. Bere mi ajare, kori konkoto, koi koto. Bere mi ajare, kori konkoto, koi koto. Bere mi ajare, kori konkoto, koi koto. Igun bere mi ajare, bere mi ajare, kori konkoto, koi koto. Kori konkoto, koi koto. Kori konkoto, koi koto. Igun bere mi ajare, bere mi ajare, kori konkoto, koi koto. Kori konkoto, koi koto. Kori konkoto, koi koto. Amiwa ori, bela oru, awa osu. Iyama iyalo, shagbalawa dadawo. Iyama iyalo shagbalawa dadawo. Yeah, amiwa ori bela oru awa osu. Iyama iyalo shagbalawa dadawo. Amiwa ori bela oru awa osu. Iyama iyalo shagbalawa dadawo. Leke wo iya ibe woni awe wa o. lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀ ní àwẹ̀ wà o. lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀ ní àwẹ̀ wà o. lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀ ní àwẹ̀ wà o. lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀ ní àwẹ̀ wà o. àwẹ̀ wúwo àwẹ̀ wúwo àwẹ̀ wúwo àwẹ̀ wúwo lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀n ní àwẹ̀ wà o. lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀n ní àwẹ̀ wà o. lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀n ní àwẹ̀ wà o. lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀n ní àwẹ̀ wà o. lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀n ní àwẹ̀ wà o. lékeleke o ìyá ibẹ̀ wọ̀n ní àwẹ̀ wà o. àwẹ̀ wúwo àwẹ̀ wúwo àwẹ̀ wúwo àwẹ̀ wúwo kàrẹ̀lẹ̀ dúdú dáwà kàrẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀ṣun níníyàwó. 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 Wale dada kibo igun wale edu wale Ramadan ìṣẹ́rọ ẹlùwáyé ẹlùwáyé. Eluwaye, Eluwaye, Ibo lele lele siyamba, lele lele siyamba. 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 Bolelelele siyamba, lelelelele siyamba. Bolelelele siyamba, lelelelele siyamba. Ashabala fe, ashabala fe, yeah ashabala fe, ashabala fe, yeah ashabala fe, ashabala fe. Yeah, Ashabalafe, Ashabalafe, yeah, Ashabalafe, Ashabalafe, Ojo kama wo karele, Ojo kama wo karele, Ojo kama wo karele, Ojo kama wo karele, Ojo kama wo karele. Ojo kama wo karele, Ojo kama wo karele, Ojo kama wo karele.
Yes, so we're back at it on the Flourish Way of Life. That was two beautiful presentations by Egbe Omo, Isheshe group, you know, the ancestors. And the first one, which was about Ewile Ajaja, you know. So we continuing what we was talking about and where we had reached, we had stopped on at the Sope Ajao, where they tried to poison him by all means necessary, which they were not successful in doing. You know why? Because he steered the course and he did what he had to do. You know, divine connection, divine direction. So, as Iwer Osa Ifa says, and we're going at it again, there is something inside of a call here. Abora boya boshishe, kola.
Good night to you, sir. Aboshe. Hello?
Good night to you, kola, me and you.
Yeah, I just called to find out you was the guy who was on the radio on Emancipation Day?
Yes.
Okay, remember that a guy, I was calling him, but a guy had called in and discussed certain thing about the young doctor.
Yes, I could remember that.
I just called to find out if any survey that we saw.
Well,
I
I pass it on to the relevant people, and I believe that they are dealing with it from there. You know, so I passed it on. They were listening, and I passed it on to them.
And they gave us feedback.
No, I ain't get no feedback from them as yet, but I will find out about it tomorrow. I will find out.
Okay, my brother. Thanks very much. As soon as whatever information I get, I will let me know.
All right, no problem.
I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, have a blessed night.
Okay, thanks. Best to you too. I'm a locked on listening to your program.
Yeah, no problem. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So, there is something inside the termite hill. It is making some frightening song. There is something, the ant hill, it is making some horrifying songs. This was the Ifa cast for Adagudu, the son of Agbinogun Ronmilia. When he was in the midst of enemies, he was advised to offer Ebo. He compiled, behold, Adagudu is my true son. Please step forward. Do not step backward. There is a trap in the back. Adugudu is my true child. Now, this is another example of how Ifa gives divine guidance and direction to its true children in order to put the evil designs of their enemies to naught and put the conspirators to shame. Here, a big ditch was dug behind Adagudu. The conspirators who were persuading him to step backwards in order to make him fall into the ditch. Hear that? The conspirators who were persuading him to step backwards in order for him to fall in the ditch, which they had hitherto covered with a mat. They never reckoned with the fact that the child of Ifa is above all intrigues. They tried, they failed, and they were put to shame. Why? Because of the pack, because of direction, because of guidance, because of divine. Everything that there is to think about of following the way of Ifa. Downloading the proper material needed. You know? So we're going to go on to now divine assurance and reliability. It is very true that once we follow the path of the Yumale, we are bound to pick up a lot of enemies that we ever expect. What happens when we are surrounded by these enemies? The answer is nothing. They have no power to do us any evil. This is what Ifa has to say in Osairete. You know? So we going through. I hope all the recording. Or you could go back on Facebook and get it. You know. The pregnancy is that makes the breast more prominent. These were Ifa's declarations to he whom they are disgracing, whom Olodumare is showering praises upon. If nobody greets me, let them sit down. The greetings of my Ifa is better than those of 200 people. If nobody recognizes me, let them be. The recognition of my Ori is better than those of 200 men. If nobody salute me, let them go and rest. The recognition of my Ori is better than those of 200 men. If nobody salute me, let them go and rest. The solution of my God is better than those 200 people. Facts. Which other assurance can be better than this one? This means that the moment we connect our lives, we stay connected. Nobody can disconnect us. We know of many people in this world who rely on human connections in order to achieve their ambitions. Spirit is the best teacher. It is rather unfortunate that the same people who connected them were the ones who disconnected them in the end. With divine connection, you are sure of divine direction. With divine connection and direction, you are sure of divine assurance that you will stay connected. In Odi Otura, Ifa says, Orunmila declares that it is time for rest. I respond that it is time to sleep on top of someone. Ifa says that who is dependable enough to sleep upon? I respond that our parents are dependable enough to sleep upon. I never know that our parents are worthy of sleeping upon at all. Orunmila declares that it is time for rest. I respond that it is time to sleep on top of someone. Ifa says that who is dependable enough to sleep upon? I respond that our spouses are dependable enough for us to sleep upon. I never knew that spouses are worthy of sleeping upon at all. Orunmila declares that it is time to take a rest. I respond that it is time to sleep on top of someone. Ifa says that who is dependable enough to sleep upon? I respond that our children are dependable enough to sleep upon. I never know that our children are worthy of sleeping upon at all. I now declare my ignorance of who is dependable enough to sleep upon. Orunmila says that he is the only one dependable enough to sleep on. Ifa, if you program me to become wetly, forever will I continue to sleep upon you. Ifa, if you program me to be blessed with good kids, forever will I continue to sleep upon you. Ifa, if you program me to be blessed with all the good things of life, forever will I continue to sleep upon you. Now, in this Udu, Ifa set an examination for his disciples. He asked them to tell him who they knew that was dependable enough that when they rely completely on such a person, they will never be turned back. Some of them said it was their mother. Some said it was their father. Some pick their spouses, others pick their siblings, yet some others pick their children, while others pick their close neighbors. Only asked them to go to those people they had picked and ask for financial help. He told them to go there every day. By the time they went there 5 to 6 times, they were insulted and turned back. Orunmila asked them to mention other people whom they feel were dependable enough to approach to solve all their problems and satisfy all their needs. All the Akapo declared that they do not know such a person again. Orunmila then told them that he was the only one who was dependable enough for someone to approach to solve all their problems and satisfy all their needs. They said that how would he do that? Orunmila declared that if he was approached for any form of assistance today, he would give them one thing. Tomorrow, he would increase the gift to 2. In 2 days' time, he would have been increased it to 4. In 3 days' time, the gift would have been increased 8, and on and on. He declared that if it was not only this, but what he would never complain was giving out to his children what others gave out without complaints. He assured all his disciples that where he used to get his own supply was an inexhaustible source. It is directly from Olodumare. This is reason why when Idinatago is cast for anyone in need of any form of assistance from Ifa, all his or her ikin will be thoroughly cleansed and spread on the client's bed. The client will be directed to sleep on the ikin Ifa for 16 days. On the 7th day, the ikin will be gathered and matured, and a matured she-goat will be offered to it. All what the client was looking for would be realized with relative case. It is some for clear that Ifa is the most reliable force on earth, because all the assistance and support which we shall get are coming directly from Olodumare. It is this issue which we know that it certainly is the truth when then is the organization with Olodumare. A stanza in Iwer, Oloji, Iwer Ogbe, give an answer to it. You know? So, we had to stay doing the right thing. We had to stay looking out for each other. We had to stay focused. We had to have a divine connection. We had to have a divine security. And then we will have that divine way to do all that we have to do. So it's now 9:28 on a beautiful Monday in the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We are on the Street 919 FM, Ifa Risha Way of Life. MC Duke, my co-host King Shaka, he isn't here tonight. So, I have a question. What we need to do and what we have to do to bridge this gap? Ole call me. What we have to do? 342-081, 342-0081, 466-5391. It's Ifa Orisha Way of Life on the Street 919 FM. So let's call Mom. I'm waiting on that phone call before we take it any way further. You know? So So we're gonna play some music, as I realize I'm in that mood right now. It's all about giving thanks and praise to the Orisha. Yes, caller, pleasant. Good night. How are you?
Yes, strong man.
Yes,
just
sir.
staying within, Jesus and I strength. So after that, Rastafari control the blood and the powers. So within the question, what you need to do, or what you have to do. Go say and I stop one line and just doing it. I just giving Jah thanks and praises. Staying strong within Mother Nature and watching the earth and choking a seed every time I could, maintaining the earth, teaching the children, right way, best way you could do it. Because then I can't do nothing like nobody else could do. Just like that when you want to teach the children, you have to teach them your way. Can't teach them my way.
True.
Or them way. But still the right way is the right way. So, you need to do what you got to do. Rastafari.
Yes, blessed love. Thank you, caller.
Shile kufuna o. Shile
joni rawa ude kini washiwe lilogo jàjà òrìṣà oko ìmọ̀lẹ̀ bàbá o mọ̀jú berele iye sùn lẹ́yìn wà kúso. Bàbá ìlú wúwa lọ́yé òní àwa.
Sakoti aloye, monia Jakpana, Sakoti alo.
Jakoti aloye, money jakwana, jakoti alo. Money baba, jakoti aloye, money jakwana, jakoti alo. So we've come to the end of another electrifying, edifying night here on the Iwer Show We Have Life. Yours truly, MC Duke Alatumi Sheifa Bamisha Gangi. I say peace, blessings and greetings as you all transverse during this week. May you all continue to pour your libation, continue to call on the Mario ancestors and the Orishas for guidance and protection. May we all be safe, may we all be protected. May Baba Hussein continue giving us the medicine and the medication and the bush and the herbs that needed. May Ubaluaye continue keeping the plagues and pandemics away from our families and our doorsteps. May we all be together. May we all unite. May all the members of the Ifarisha community, Baptist fraternity, may we come to a point of reasoning and understanding where we can appreciate each and every one and dwell in the same space at the same time. May we all be blessed. And until we see you guys next week, Monday, right here on the Sheet 919 FM, it's all about the Ifarisha way of life. MC Duke.